Hello and welcome back to Ekiti Discourse podcast. Let's talk Ekiti, where we bring you insightful conversations with distinguished personalities of Ekiti State. Thank you for always joining us every Saturday, 6 p.m. Joining us on the podcast today is a trailblazer in Nigeria politics, a lawyer, a philanthropist, and a fierce advocate for progress. She hails from Ijero Ekiti. She began her career in the judiciary in 1983 and later earned a law degree and Nigeria Law School qualification in 2009. Her ascent in politics began at the state level. She served in the Ekiti State House of Assembly, where she chaired key committees, including information and civic orientation, and held the role of chief whip. In 2019, she made history by winning the election to the Nigeria House of Representatives for Ijero, Ekiti West F1 Federal Constituency under the APC. She served until 2023 and distinguished herself as the only female House member from Ekiti State. In recognition of her distinguished service and integrity, Honorable Ogunlola was appointed in 2024 as a member of the Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, and currently serves as a federal commissioner at the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation, and Fiscal Commission, one of the country's most strategic federal institutions. Honorable Ogunlola is known for her bold leadership and integrity, earning the reputation of a woman unafraid to challenge the status quo. Today, she joins us to share the perception on leadership, gender empowerment, constituency service, and her journey as a lawyer turned legislator. Please welcome Honorable Wunmi Ogunlola. Thanks for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank you for having me.
So we'll start from the early days. What inspired your transition from judiciary into politics?
Well, I must say, well, first, I'm a woman. And because I have this, I don't think it's erroneous, it's the fact that women are not, they are not really represented anywhere, even up to now. We still don't really have much women or many women in the, when it comes to representation in politics, in office holding, or anywhere at all that you can talk about, universally. It's not limited only to Nigeria. We found that women are discriminated against. And because of that, I believe somebody will have to do something. If we're all guilty if we refuse to do something. And so because of that, I felt, okay, I should venture into politics. And more so, when Governor Adebayo was there, you found out that in the House of Assembly, they have just only one woman, which I felt it's with the, when you talk about the population of Nigeria, women have the highest population, and yet they are underrepresented. So it's something that is regrettable, and it's something that is, I feel it shouldn't be. If God from the beginning created man and woman, it's not as if he created two men and one woman. And if that is the case, and let me keep quiet because you are touching my. Let me just keep quiet. So because I decided to go into politics because I believe in representation. I believe that I should be voice to the voiceless, people that are not really represented, that I can hear my views. I can say their mind, what is in their mind. I can say, okay, these people you should look at their side. That was why I entered into politics.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So, ma, in a male-dominated political space, what gave you the courage to step forward and contest for a seat at the federal level? And also, did you face resistance or doubts because of your gender, and how did you overcome it?
Well, starting from the home front, we have 6 House of Representatives constituencies in Ekiti State. I must tell you that when we contested that year, 2019, it was only in my constituency which is Federal Constituency 2, Central Federal Constituency 2, that we really contested there. The others, it was consensus. But in my own constituency, that I happened to be the only female we contested, and I contested against 6 men. And it tells you that starting from ab initio of my contest to the federal constituency, it was a kind of deliberate, how do I put it now, audacity on my own side. Because we have men, I have men to contend with. See, I'm somebody that I respect people, I don't fear anybody. That's me. I fear God, I respect people. And so regardless of whosoever it is, I can stand up to the person. And that is how it should be. I won't say because there is nobody, there is no one that I feel have the reciprocity of maybe anywhere with that. If it's good for you, it's also good for me. If you think you can get it, I can also get it. I don't think I should have to take any extraneous effort, but within me and with the help of God. So it has always been a kind of struggle, starting from the beginning and getting to the National Assembly. It was easy. I don't want to say it wasn't easy, but I'm somebody that I don't really take no for an answer. If I have to take it, then it means I would have maybe put in all my effort and I'll take it. Okay, maybe that is the way God wanted it to be. So I don't know. Maybe that's my own package. Yeah. Let me put it that way.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
You just said something now that you don't take no for an answer. So I'm going to ask this very, very touchy question.
Mm-hmm.
In 2023,
yeah,
there was this general opinion outside that you were one of the best performing House of Rep members in Nigeria. Did you feel any resentment towards the former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, when you were not returned?
Well, let me tell you this. I'm a woman of conviction, and I believe so much in God. And I believe that power belongs to God. And whosoever, regardless of who you are, how intellectual you are, how intelligent, how brilliant you are, God has a way of doing his own thing that makes him God. So it's not about my performance or my performances. Maybe in their own wisdom, they feel, okay, this woman shouldn't go. But it's normal, I'm human. If I feel or I felt I have done what I am supposed to do as a representative, and you deny me, well, I might have a kind of reservation. But the point is that does not mean I will resent the person or hate the person. I don't hate anybody. Take that. That is one. I will never hate any handiwork of God. I will never. That is one. Then I might have reservations that why did this man do this? Or is it wrong for anybody to do good? Because it is normal. We are humans. You put everything on the table that, okay, I have done what I'm supposed to do. Why did they treat me like this? Or why was I treated like this? That is one. But me, I'm a Christian. If I look at it, I can put 2 and 2 together and I look the other side. And let me tell you something, I'm somebody that I get over things easily. The way it comes in, the way I disperse it or I dispel it. So I don't feel any resentment towards him. But me, I feel as a leader, if you are a leader, you are supposed to accommodate your followers. Apart from that, you are supposed to give credit to whom credit belongs to. You don't get it. If not so, people will not do good again. If somebody has done good and the reward or the profit or the aftermath effect of that being good is that you reward that person the opposite side. Then people, because let me tell you something, when that thing happened, I knew of some people that are in office now that told me that, auntie, if they did this to you, then it's not good for me to do any empowerment. It's not good for me to touch lives. I'll just collect my money and stay put. And that is why you should encourage those people that are doing it. And on the other side, I want to believe that all things work for good for those that love God. Who knows what would have happened to me? And who knows what will still happen? Let me put it that way. If nothing has happened, who knows what will still happen that will make me to say, God, so this was why you did this to me. You don't get it. And let me tell you something. Either outside the office or inside the office, you cannot really say if I'm inside the office or outside the office today. I'm telling you, you cannot. Because God has not made me to be somebody that is forgotten. Thank God for that. I am still remembered for the little effort that I've put in. So I want to believe that God has used Governor Fayemi for me. For example, I went to the House of Assembly. He was there, most especially the wife, Irelubisi Fayemi. I'm telling you, I cannot but talk about that woman. Secondly, House of Reps, Irelu too. Yes, Governor Fayemi was a governor, but I must tell you, it was Irelu that God really used for me. But he was the one in government, but the wife was the one God used for me. So either good or bad, it's a full package. Husband and wife. There is no how you can separate one from the other. So in all that we are saying, they've after all, I was a bloody civil servant, and God used them for me. So because of that, I should appreciate them. So if they have done that little, that does not mean they are not still going to be good for me or be useful for me. If they have done that in the nearest future, I still don't know what will happen. Either they like it or not. You don't know. God has a way of using it. The Bible says, if the way of man pleases him, he will make his enemy to be at peace with him. So that is my own conviction.
Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah.
In the ninth assembly, you sponsored several bills and motions during your time in the House of Representatives. Which one of those are you most proud of? And what is your approach to balancing lawmaking and active constituency service?
Well, I sponsored only 3 bills. And it got to the second stage before we left. Because, there are processes that are involved, but we couldn't finish it. But I sponsored some motions. I was the one that sponsored the motion in respect of Almanjiri children, that is the children from the other side of the country that are just roaming about, they are not doing anything. It's not a bill, it's a motion which was passed that day. Then I could remember there was this motion that I promised because I have this I'm passionate about the issue of women. And I sponsored the bill, the motion for balancing office positions or appointments for women. And what necessitated that was that we were in the National Assembly, we were just 13 female among 300 and 300, we have 109 in the Senate. And we were just 316 or 15 or so. But we have just 13 women. Can you imagine? What ratio do you put to that? So I now sponsored a motion, and that was when the president was about reeling out the appointment names and lists. So I sponsored a motion that the president should look at the side that women are under represented, and that he should balance it with his appointment list, and it came as a matter of urgent public interest, and it was passed too. I have some motions, I can't really lay hands on it now. So, and we thank God for that.
All right, ma. So the next question I have is that what were your biggest wins in terms of infrastructure and also empowerment projects when you were in the National Assembly?
I have not had it. I don't have it. I don't have any. I don't. I've not gotten there. That's me. I've not gotten there. I've not really done anything. As far as I'm concerned, I've been able to do little, but I still believe there can be an improvement. And so because of that, I cannot say I have any which win. I don't have. When you see things happening around us, and I'm telling you from the deepest side of my heart, from the deep down from of me, if you see what is happening, it's just that, well, God does not put me in a position whereby I can really influence many things. But when you look around and you look at the quantum of the little we've been able to do, you will know we've not really gotten there. And so I can't call it a win. I'm telling you, I don't see it as a win.
Oh, that's deep.
Thank you. People have been known to lose relevance and loyalty after public service. But it's a known fact that your movement, the Wu movement, has been consistent. How have you been able to keep them together?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I'm telling you, there are times, you see, that somebody asked me one day and said, are you the one representing the something? I said, no. I said, I left that place. He said, how come that every day you are always on Facebook and some of these social media? I said, I don't know. I said, well, the only thing I put on Facebook is when I finish praying in the morning, and there's this thing that I always put there, confession of my faith. And that is what God cannot do, does not exist. I said, that's the only thing I put there. But the rest, let me tell you something. When it comes to some things, it is God. And let me say I appreciate the love of the people, of my followers. It's not as if I'm giving them something, and you are hearing from me here now. I'm telling you. Many a times I will say, okay, let me just try and reach out to these people. And something again will just overwhelm me. But I really want to appreciate the love that people have channeled towards me, and for my followers too. It's not as if I'm doing anything. I'm telling you, I'm not. I am really humbled by that. Yesterday when I was coming, or the day before, I was glancing through, and you see, when you find out that when somebody posted one thing, you can be sure that you find it from another person, or some persons will also post it. And it's not as if I'm the one sponsoring them. Yes, we have a whole media team. You can ask my PA. I don't give them money. It is out of their love, which I believe is genuine. And it is when you are down that you know those people that are really with you. Not when you are up. You don't get it. So I'm taking cognizance of that there are some people there with me through thin and thick. It is not when it's thick that somebody will now come and announce himself or herself that, okay, I'm with you. I'm somebody that I might not really maybe say something about it. That does not mean I don't take it to mind. I don't take cognizance of it, that some people are with me. And so I appreciate them, and I appreciate God for their life.
Thank you very much, ma. So, ma, as the only female House member from Ekiti State, during your term, what advice do you have for young women aspiring to leadership position in politics? Young women like us, what do you have to tell us?
Yes, I will tell you, you start from somewhere.
Okay.
And though it's not easy, for example, when I started, they said a lot of things about me. And when you are it's like a murky waters. If you are entering into it, you don't know what it is inside, or what it entails, or what is inside. But the point is, when you have the conviction that yes, this thing I want to achieve it, I will advise more so that we don't have women going to politics or aspiring for leadership roles. But I want to advise that you have to start somewhere. You see, it is what you do that people will take cognizance of. Or people will say, okay, we have been seeing her, or he has been doing this. You get committed to whatever you want to do. That is one. Then you look for good mentors. You know, women, we there are times you go and enter into a trap that the end of it will not speak well. And that is why one should be mindful of where you go to. That is one. Then apart from that, the company you keep matters a lot. You see, as I am, my PA can testify to, I don't have any friend, though. I have many friends. But I have friends that I go and visit that I am here, and I know you are negative. You don't just see me. I don't go out. I'm telling you, that's me. It's not as if I feel I'm superior. No, it is because I want to maintain a standard. And that is it. So, if you are qualified, you have gone to school, you have done all that you are supposed to do, you have your God. Because those that know their God, they shall be strong and shall do exploits. So you know your God, that is one. You start from somewhere and you are committed to it and consistent. It is not you are there today and another place, because our youth, their eyes are too wide open. They are too open. They call themselves Gen Z. They are too open. They want to be everywhere at the same time, which is not possible. So the point is, you have to be committed. You have to deliberate, be deliberate, and you'll be consistent. If it's APC, join. I'm not saying, okay, it shouldn't be only politics. Or in leadership role, anywhere you find whatsoever your hand find it to do it with all your mind, with all your heart, with even your spirit. And that is what God rewards. And that is it.
Wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. At 60, do you feel fulfilled? And is there anything you felt like probably in the past you would probably, if given time, you would have probably changed?
Well, I know by now you should know my answer. I'm not fulfilled yet. I'm telling you. I'm not really. In the course of growing, it is normal you will make some mistakes that you felt you shouldn't have done it. And you have done it, there is no how you can go back on it. That is one. Then there are times, for example, of recent, I made one big, silly mistake. I was in an airport. I was at the airport. And somebody just walked up to me, a white man in Istanbul. And the person said, give me $76. I have the money in my bag. What I'm saying is last month. And the people, because we're about boarding, and we're about, boarding. So we're on the queue. The people behind you are saying, just like that, you want to collect $76? Do you know the exchange rate? Do you know? And my spirit was telling me I should give him that money. But because of people behind me and the way they were talking, I said, if I should dip my hand into this, these people will believe I want to show off that I want to give this money. So I didn't give. I was even entering into the play. My spirit was still telling me, go back and give him that money. You know, for like 3 months, not last month. When did I go to UK? That was like April. For like 2 months, I wasn't balanced. I wasn't myself at all. I was telling everybody that I did this thing, and it's not good. That I ought to give that person that money. Until somebody now told me, I said, look, mommy, just pray about this thing and forgive yourself. So, some things like that do occur. And there are times people ask me for money, you don't get it. That maybe when myself, I am not really there. Because not every time that I have money, I've had cause to give the only money I have, I've had cause to give it to people. And I've had cause that I feel, okay, this person, you think you want to come and get my money unnecessarily. So, you see, there is nobody that can really do everything that he or she is expected to do or is supposed to do. And there are times we do it, and we now get to know that we are not supposed to do it, or we did not do it, and we get to know that we are supposed to do it. So I am not really fulfilled. You don't get it. For example, I have the houses that I built for indigent people in Ijero. I had the intention of replicating same in Ekiti West and also in Efon. But I was only, because the ticket was taken from me, I couldn't do it in other places. And this thing really, the thing is really, that's why the fact that I know I am not the cause of what happened. I'm not really happy about it. And there are many promises that I've made that I've not been able to fulfill. So I'm just praying if I still have the time or I still have the age, I still have the grace, I'll be able to do it. So 60 is just the number.
Thank you very much, Ma. Ma, is there any political comeback?
I'm a politician.
I ambition?
Why not? As a politician, you are supposed to have ambition. Ambition, many. So, but for now, I'm where I am. Let's face bows when bow is settled in the second term. And anywhere the wind blows, we go.
The echoes of Woko Tungo is everywhere.
You are telling me. You are telling me. I'm a politician. I will always, and I love contest. I love to slug it out with anybody. So, God be on my side.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Ma.
You're welcome.
So speaking of Bao,
Yeah.
what's your view about his government, about Governor Biodun Ibanji's government? What's your
Hey,
view?
see me grinning. Well, Bao is a breakaway from the status quo, from what we have been having. We're used to a system, and Bao is coming to redefine that system. There's one thing for somebody to consolidate. It means you are building on what you met on ground. But he is redefining it, redefining governance, redefining, how do I put it now? The status quo. And so that is Bao. I've known Bao with all modesty and no exaggeration for more than 25 years. So you know how long it has been. And I know the kind of a person he is. I know his heart. I know the beating of his heart. And that is why we are having it this good in Ekiti State. And you will know, Bao is not doing it the way they were doing it. We've had many governors. It's not the same way. He's doing it in a better way. Even some of the governors said he cannot do what he's doing. And so he tells you his own is not what they have done. Even all this, because all of them are his predecessors. They are not, he's doing it better, in a better way. You don't get it? Bao does not see his position as something that is out of place. After all, you are not God. We can only have one God. And that is it. Somebody who is accommodating, somebody who can bring himself down to the level of the people and relate with them. We were talking about Fayoshe. Fayoshe did not do it the way Bao is doing it. And we should give it to him. So when it comes to governance, when it comes to the way he's marshalling things, the way he's in charge of the government, I give it to him. Bao has really tried. And come to think of it, he's just going to be 3 years in the office. And by the grace of God, he's going to be there for 8 years. I'm telling you, that's just it. So we can take it to the bank, and anybody that does not like it, I don't have any apologies for that.
Is that an endorsement?
Oh. Unko.
We are going to thank you. Who said
Before
it?
Shebi, we did our the endorsement that we did. The central. I was outside there. I was there that I spoke for him, and I said, we've seen what he did. And when it comes to appointment, go and look at what Bao did. Let me limit myself to my own local government now. Bao did it more than any other government, any other governor. Whatever appointment they give to people, Bao gave more to the people. So what are we talking about? If anybody wants to feels he can do better, he should wait for his turn, but not until after 2030.
Thank you very much. In the course of the podcast, she said she's not yet there. But let me put on record that her tenure was marked by transformative constituency service. She rolled out infrastructure projects, classroom blocks, solar boreholes, and street light across about 11 communities, and supported vulnerable citizens by constructing housing for widows, providing bursaries, equipment, and grant to youth, women, farmers, artisans, and internally displaced persons. Our effort in 2020 included delivering a fully rebuilt 3-bedroom home to a 70-year-old widow named Mrs. Olaleye Omowe on December 22, 2020, empowering widowers and persons with disability, donating vehicles and sewing machines, generators, and more arguably the most generous representative the constituency has ever seen. And I'm just saying. She sponsored 3 bills and about 6 motions in Parliament, drove women's, youth, and children empowerment, and was a vociferous voice in legislative debates. It will interest you to know that her birthday is coming up on July 19th, 2025. Happy birthday in advance.
Happy birthday in
Thank you.
advance.
Thank you.
And that is our conversation for today. And until next time,
Let's talk Ekiti.